So people are relevant. People are really important. How have you engaged your team members over the last year? That's been so hard.
Well, Chris, to us, our people are as important as our guests, and having a really vibrant, strong workplace culture is absolutely critical to our Hilton DNA. It's been a super tough year, of course, and we went through a temporary suspension of operations. Trying to maintain that culture when you're apart becomes a lot more difficult. But to us, it was really important to keep the communication happening, show compassion. So we were doing Facebook Lives daily for our team, training for our team leaders, running community projects, and really showing that we cared. And I think actually we ended up coming through it stronger and closer and more resilient because of it.
So, unfortunately, because of the crisis, many hotels are now operating with considerably lower levels of manning than before the crisis. Being so close to the business, what are your views on what's going to happen when we start seeing international travel resume in Thailand? Are we going to ramp up employment quickly, or what do you think is going to happen?
Well, we are all definitely looking forward to the return of international travel, but I don't necessarily know that it's going to take off immediately, that it's going to happen overnight. It will take time, and it will happen at different rates in different places. And as such, there'll continue to be lower occupancies, pressure on rates, lower revenues. That's going to mean that we can't operate with the same level of people that we had pre-pandemic. It doesn't, however, mean that we can't deliver exceptional levels of cleanliness and hospitality, or that we're not able to deliver exceptional service. I think far from it. I think what has happened that we've all learnt to deal a lot smarter, to be a lot smarter about how we operate, become very, very customer-centric, where we're saying, okay, well, we're going to move our people where the business is. We're going to get rid of all those redundant things we've done for years because they don't add any value to the customer journey. So I think, doing this, looking at how do we redeploy our team, cross-skilling, multi-skilling, I think that's going to be there to stay. And of course, inevitably, we will go back to employing more people, but a lot of the things we've learned will stay with us. And it's about, last thing, it really is about creating that confidence for those that are coming back, that they can come, stay safely with us, and we will deliver on that.
So even as we see, demand recover, we've seen from STR slides, demand is never flatline. It's not the 50% or the 70% or the 80% that we're dreaming. It's always going to have peaks and troughs. And already now, I'm sure all of us in this room who have traveled a bit on the weekends, and the weekends, as we know from STR, we're seeing the peaks, considerable peaks sometimes, depending on location. Everybody can say that, service feels a bit stretched. Surely we need more people.
Look, again, there's times. It's going to vary from hotel to hotel. We have different manning levels. I think all of us, though, even hotels like us, I've been very, very fortunate that our owner, AWC CEO, Kumwallapa, has actually supported retaining our team members throughout. Nonetheless, I've lost over a third of our team just because decreased revenues, decreased service fees, it's very, very difficult for them. So again, I think it's about how are we looking at our teams, how are we cross-skilling, multi-skilling, rethinking, taking away those boundaries that we used to have, that I am F&B, or I am a room attendant, or I do this or I do that. And it's about everybody going where the business need is, where the guest demand is. It's about, things we do, peaks on weekends, all of us. Those back-of-house areas that never actually used to interact with guests, whether that's my human resources, my marcom, my finance, we're all in there. We're all working with the guests. So that will continue until we get that critical level where we're able to smooth it out and come through. As I say, I think there's a lot of smartnesses and efficiencies and productivities that we've learnt throughout that will stay with us. Inevitably, yes, it'll come back, but it's finding the right time for that.
So it's all hands on deck, it's all people on deck. Well, what about these people who are saying, no, tech revolution, the hospitality industry is a sunset industry, which I totally disagree with. But, they say, well, robots are going to replace people. Are robots going to replace people? Is tech going to take over? What's going to happen?
I don't think so, not certainly in the very foreseeable future. I think as people, we all inherently want to feel cared for, valued and respected. And technology and automation, they great efficiencies, but they can't replace that. And certainly, with Hilton, we've got invested hugely into things like digital key and connected room and QR codes, and all of those things enable you to have a contactless experience. But they don't replace people. They do add great efficiencies, but they don't replace people. What it does do, however, is allow us to get away from the process side of things and to start really actively engaging with our customers. And that's going to be a very, very important part of what we do. And I think, I look at robotics, and there's some fantastic stuff that's happening around that. That certainly adds to efficiency too. And where you've got routine tasks like, in production kitchens or things, absolutely there's a place. So it will add value for us, and we'll see more and more of it. But ultimately, we're in hospitality. We're in the people serving people business. And that will never change.
And sort of on that note, and everything that we've sort of heard today, I think the common theme is that the recovery is coming, but it looks like it's going to take a bit of time. And how are you going to, keep your top talent, retain your top talent until that day comes, until that recovery comes?
Well, our top talent, super important to us. All of our people are super important to us. And I think, again, that comes back to things like your workplace culture. What are we doing as far as really developing our talents and showing them the opportunities that are there? Making sure that you are communicating the vision, the mission, the values, the goals, how they contribute to that, and what a very, very important part they are to our business. Making sure that you're showing, particularly the hypos, where are the career opportunities? What is the career development that you're offering to them? Are you having career development conversations with them? One thing that has happened is that there is a lot more opportunity, as we've seen people movement, when you get rapid change like this, there's always opportunity. So there is opportunity for people to really grow, and it's really about sharing that with them, having that really, really super strong culture. And I think, ultimately, we've got a very, very bright future coming. Communicating that constantly, relentlessly. The bright future is coming. The recovery will come. And it's about working together, one team, very super focused, so that when it does come, we're here with our teams to make sure that we capture it, every single opportunity.
Thailand united together. Thank you very much, Rachel.
Thailand united together. Thank you.